Shabbat Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders, apostles, glory millstone, pushing this word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, scattered in the four corners of the globe, pushing this word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, that be like unto the speckled bird, pushing this word truthfully and sincerely. I say Shabbat Shalom to your Akim out there. And this is another news article in the news on this Shabbat, April the 22nd, 2022, on this Friday afternoon, 2:08 p.m. Central Standard Time. And the title for this sit-down lesson on this Shabbat is going to be more attentions increasing against nation shall rise against nation. And this is a news article right here, like I mentioned, and it says, I believe it's from SyrianHR.com, and the highlight of this news article, and it reads, tensions rising in the northeast between Turkey and the PKK, which is a organization factor in northeast Syria. And it says intense exchange of fire has occurred in the last few hours between Turkish artillery, that of the Kurdish Workers' Party PKK, in the northeastern Syria, according to reports of the National Observatory for Human Rights in Syria. And it says an intense exchange of fire took place in the last few hours between the Turkish artillery, that of the Kurdish Workers' Party of PKK, in northeastern Syria, according to the reports from the National Observatory for Human Rights in Syria. The sources cited the observatory, the area of High Sheikh Dorbasi, Qom Shalali, and Arab Kabadin report on intensification of Turkish military attacks against positions of Kurdish militant men along the entire northeastern Syrian belt, in the hands of the PKK support in the area by Russia, which from the United States. For that part, the PKK militant responds to the fire by bombing positions on the area. Arab Syrian forces co-op by Anakra in the area delimited by the border towns of Tel Abyad and Ras Al Halin with mortars, according to the local analysts. With the start of the war in Ukraine and the easing of Russian military, the political pressure in Syria, Erdogan's forces now have a greater freedom to maneuver against the PKK positions in both northern Syria and northern Iraq. Right, because I believe it was about a few days ago, the president of Turkey was saying they did an operation in Turkey. Not in Turkey, an operation of their military groups. Did an operation there in Iraq, I believe. Now, come to find out, now they doing another operation in the northeastern part of Syria. So that lets you know, it goes to show you more conditioning attacks against, nations against nations, is furthermore increasing in the last days, and I'm going to bring that scripture out in regards to the nations rise against nations. Just like I mentioned in my previous videos, it's further increasing, by the day, As soon as you hear these reports in the news, and it comes rumors of wars, just be rumors, and you're gonna hear wars and rumors of wars that's coming a reality of becoming of wars, Like I mentioned before, in my previous videos, not only war just going on with the Russia-Ukraine situation, you got war going on in different parts of the world as well too. That's why the scripture mentioned, nations shall rise against nations, and you're seeing that increasingly in the last days. And this is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, right? The increase of wars and rumors of wars around the world today, because it's biblical prophecies, and it's going to further increase in the last days. Seeing that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, right? Because these things must come to pass, because these are biblical prophecies, and they are continually further increasing in the last days, as we currently seeing them right now in the news. It becomes a rumor. This might be a rumor in the news. Then next thing you know, the rumor of war is gonna increase, of this becoming a reality into a war, and we're seeing that right now, right in front of our eyes. In the news on a daily basis. Around the world, because these are biblical prophecy times that we are currently living in. And this is this is a precept to Mark 24:6. This is a precept to Matthew 24:6. I meant to say Salakia. And this is another precept. This is the book of Mark, chapter 13, verse 7. It reads, and ye shall hear wars and rumors of wars. Be ye not troubled, for such things must need be, right? Because these must need be, because these are prophecies that are written in the Holy Scripture for it to happen. But the end should not yet be, right? Because the end is not yet, because more prophecy still needs to happen. The imminent of World War III, the imminent of the digital currency, which is the MOTB, which is recorded in the scriptures of Revelations 13 and verse 7. So more prophecies still gonna come, And we're seeing that things happening right in front of our eyes, because these are biblical prophecy times, and it's gonna further increase, in the last days. And this is the scripture, another precept. This is the book of Luke, chapter 21, verse 9. Well, when ye shall hear of wars and commotions. Now I'm gonna look up after I get through done reading the scripture, I'm gonna look up the definition of commotions. And I'm gonna read it again for edification's sake. But when ye shall hear of wars and rumors, Salakia. But when ye shall hear of wars and commotions, be not terrified, for these things must first come to pass. But the end is not by and by, right? Because the end is not yet, because we're getting further close to those steps of it being that, with the increase of the nation shall rise against nations and the kingdom against kingdoms. And we're seeing that, and these nations building up their military arsenal, what they're doing, these missile tests, just like Russia did, just like North Korea did, and South Korea as well too, and you got further little tensions with North Korea and South Korea, Russia, Ukraine, the South China Sea, over there in the Syrian border, you got a war going on over there, and you got war between Gaza, Hamas, and the IDF, the Israelis. So you got a lot of tensions going on, which is war related, of these nations against one another, and it's increasingly, in the last days. So with that, hope this was edifying through the spirit, power, grace, and mercy of Yahweh Yahushua. And first and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakar Kardash. Double honors to the elders, apostles, a great millstone, preaching his word, truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching his word, truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching the word, truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, that be like unto the speckled bird, scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching his word, truthfully and sincerely. And until next time, I will say Shabbat Shalom and a ball.